Yo, what is up guys, it's Pedro here. In today's video, I'll be talking about how the Caleb Williams to the Washington Commanders dream is over for a lot of Washington Commanders fans, and also talk about a corner that the Washington Commanders signed today, another former Cowboy added to the roster. If you guys are new, make sure to subscribe, hit that like button and that notification bell as well so you never miss a video. Alrighty, so the Washington Commanders, they have the number 2 overall pick, as all of you guys know, and some people have been saying, or at least some Commanders fans, maybe the Washington Commanders can trade up for to the number 1 pick for, to get Caleb Williams, and a lot of fans want that, a lot of fans don't. It's very split. Some fans really like Caleb Williams, and some fans would honestly rather us draft Drake May or Jaden Daniels over Caleb Williams. It's pretty split. Even Bears fans, there's a lot of Bears fans that are kind of in the same position. I don't think this move that the Bears made yesterday in trading Justin Fields to the Steelers for a 6th-round pick, or a conditional 4th, I guess, if he plays over 51% of snaps, which won't happen unless Russell Wilson gets injured. Hopefully it doesn't happen, knock on wood. But it's just, now it becomes a little bit more official that it's just Caleb Williams is going to go to the Chicago Bears at 1, and Ian Rappaport even tweeted out. And when you say it like that, it just, when he's being that obvious with it, and when a guy like him or Adam Schefter says it, it usually means it's going to happen. And I had my hopes for a little bit that, maybe we could get him, but never really thought it would, really happen. The only avenue that I thought that it could, that could lead us to Caleb Williams is him forcing his way out and being, pulling an Eli Manning and trying to get himself to another team, going to the Commanders. That's the only way. I really never thought the, Bears were going to stick with Fields. It just really never seemed like a big possibility. And yeah, so now for Commanders fans, some of you guys are happy because you didn't want Caleb Williams. You didn't want the possibility of us getting him. And I am a little, I guess not upset because I knew this would happen, but I would like Caleb Williams. Am I saying that I would trade the farm for him? No, because we have the number 2 overall pick and we have choice between other quarterbacks like Jaden Daniels, Drake May. Some people say JJ McCarthy. I'm not taking him at 2, or I'm not taking him at 2. But the Commanders do have a bunch of other options, and giving up multiple first-round picks to move up one spot, it's probably not worth it to get Caleb Williams. And, Caleb Williams is a great prospect, but he does have some red flags and, some, maturity issues that people talk about. I don't think it's as big of a deal as some people say, but there are some of those red flags, and trading up a lot to get him, is definitely a risk. And now it's very, very likely not going to happen unless, Caleb Williams forces his way out of Chicago. Yesterday was really just a formality. We knew the Bears were shopping Justin Fields. When the GM says, we're going to wait, or whatever, he didn't say, he basically said we're weighing our options right now with Justin Fields. When you're saying that about your quarterback, you never say that about your franchise quarterback. We've been known that he's going to get traded. Ever since then, I really thought there was no chance of Caleb coming to Washington. And even before that, I thought it was a 10% chance at most, 5%. So now it's between Drake May or Jaden Daniels at 2 for the Washington Commanders. I don't think they're going to trade back. I don't think they should trade back. I don't think they should trade back. There's just no reason to. Even if you're getting a lot of capital, it doesn't matter unless you get that quarterback you want. The only way I'm okay with it is if you trade down one spot because, you feel like Drake May and Jaden Daniels, it's neck and neck, and you can get a little bit, and the Patriots or another team, but really the Patriots, it would have to be the Patriots, have a big preference over one of the two, then I'm okay with that, and you get some picks. But besides that, I don't think there's any other scenario where I would want to trade back in this draft. I really don't. I think you stay put. We already have so many picks. Stay put at 2. Take Jaden Daniels. Take Drake May. I do have my preference. I think right now I like Jaden Daniels over Drake May, but I haven't watched enough Drake May film. But for me, my philosophy is, as long as I'm going to try to trust Adam Peters regardless, but as long as he drafts one of those 2 guys, I'm going to believe in him, and I'm going to be rooting for the quarterback regardless of what until they prove to me that they're either a great player or not a great player or an okay player, whatever. I'm going to, root for them regardless. It's not like, I know there's going to be some fans that really want Jaden Daniels, and when we draft Drake May, they're going to be not necessarily rooting against Drake May, but they're going to have that in the back of their mind, like I told you so. And same thing, vice versa, if we draft Jaden Daniels, but people really like, that fan likes Drake May. So I just would say, you can have your opinions, or whatever opinion you want, but at the end of the day, I feel like we're in a good spot with both of these guys, and it really comes down to the development, the coaches we have on this roster, and how they can develop this quarterback, and honestly also how this quarterback responds to those guys as well. So it's going to be a big process, but we're really going to have no idea for another at least a year, probably more than that. So let's move on to the signing the Commanders made today. They signed cornerback Noah. I'm not even going to try to pronounce the name. Noah I. He's a depth signing / special teams player, a former first round pick from the Miami Dolphins. And real quick, someone had it here how to pronounce it. So whatever, you guys can see it there. It's too hard to pronounce for me. And yeah, it's a depth signing. The Commanders need a corner. This really doesn't move the needle for me. I'm not upset with it. It's a depth signing, a guy that's familiar with Dan Quinn's defense and Joe Witt. He played there for a year. I think he has like one career interception. Was a first round pick, big bust. Miami Dolphins fans hate him or dislike him. Maybe hate's a strong word, but very much dislike him. And he had an okay year, I guess, for the Cowboys. Had a blocked punt, I believe. So it's going to be a special teams player for us. And this is a signing where I'm not expecting anything at all, but I do kind of like it because it's a high potential guy and the risk is very low. Worst case scenario, he does not, he's awful in training camp and they cut him, and whatever they gave him, they lose that money, which is, he's not going to have a lot of guaranteed money. What I expect is him to be a special teams player and be like the fourth or fifth corner on the team. Maybe though, best case scenario, maybe starts off on special teams, but this environment's really good for him, and he turns out to be what the Dolphins thought they were getting when they drafted him in the first round. That's like the best case scenario, but maybe a more realistic is like he's a solid number 2, number 3 corner in this league. That's like one of the best case scenarios for us. Do I think it's going to happen? No, but it could. And these are the low risk signings that I like. Low risk, high reward. And, we're signing a lot of Cowboys players. That's what Noah Ig signed him. We signed Dante Fowler, Tyler Biadasz, and Dorrance Armstrong. So that's 4 guys. Maybe I'm missing someone, but I still think we need another corner for sure. Right now, who do we have that's a good starter? I mean, Benjamin St. Juste, he's a starter in this league, but at least last year, not a very good one. So maybe not even a starter. He has potential to be one, but he needs to put it together. So, yeah, he's going to be competing for a spot. Emmanuel Forbes will as well, but, he had a terrible rookie year. Not all that's on him, but he's going to have to bounce back. That confidence has to be up. It has to be up for both of those guys. And then Quan Martin maybe will play in the slot. But I think we need a veteran for sure. So Stephon Gilmore, wouldn't mind signing him. I know it's another former Cowboy and maybe people don't want that, but he's been good. He's a solid veteran. He's a Kendall Fuller type player where, he's close to the end of his career. But, I guess Gilmore's a little bit older. But Gilmore had a good year this year with the Cowboys. Have him a 1-year signing. Help develop some of the young guys. I'm totally fine with that. But that's it for today's video. Hope you guys did enjoy. If you did, hit that like button, subscribe if you guys are new, and peace.